Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Kozor, Descent into Madness by the Barton brothers, called Corey and Clayton. This was an Indiegogo campaign that has been successfully fulfilled by the brothers, and luckily I have it now. Also with it, I also had, card. It's looking awesome. I got some very cool prints. Let me get them. Look at this. Freaking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. This is the cover that I have. And also this one. Now, this immediately, this is my favorite, by the way. This immediately reminds me of David Finch, the artist. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe the inspiration for, the Barton brothers is, among David Finch, maybe Michael Turner, Mark Silvestri, from Top Cow Image. They had a lot of these kind of arts, very detailed, looks stunning. Those were the golden times of comics, in my opinion, of course, the 90s. But hey, and so we're gonna dive in. Now, I watched or tried to find other, reviews of Kozor, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm gonna be the first, I guess. Yay. Anyway, the Bot Brothers are really cool people. When I launched Black Heart Manor, that was my first campaign. I was the co-writer of the comic. I believe they were the ones that I did my, I came onto the show and promoted my comic. Really cool people. I like them a lot. So without further ado, let's dive in. So we are here, and this is Chief Baron. And then this entity comes out of nowhere and it says, oh, by the way, I'm going to spoil everything. So if you haven't got this comic, don't watch it until you read it and come back. And, if you like what you see, subscribe to my channel and all that jazz. So this entity, it has been a long time, Baron. While you lost yourself amongst the chaos of battle, she waited for you so patiently. So it seems that this girl is the daughter of the Baron. And he says, Alice, is that really you? But then she turns around and she has been, I don't know, afflicted with evil and chaos, I guess. And then this creature is speaking to him again about heeding the callings and, the darkness that comes, etc. Look at this, man. It's just stunning. It's great. And the nightmare, if you can call it that, continues. And he sees this person here, and he says Kozor. Now, I thought this was Kozor, but it seems that is not the case. Okay, so who is Kozor? Well, we don't know yet. And look at this, it's great. And then he says, what are these foul beasts? And then he wakes up. So it was a nightmare, I guess. And then he have this beautiful, it's not really alien, but cool, good-looking woman. And he says, oh, what's wrong, Master Baron? Do you have another scary dream? And he says, no, now get off me. And she says, hey, please don't be angry. And he says, get your damn things. I'll be moving our soldiers out soon. And if you're not ready, you'll be left behind. But these girls want to stay a little bit longer, have more little fun with him. Now, who is this woman? I don't know. But that's not important right now because the Baron goes out and there are soldiers here and he's going to rally them up. And there's other people, like these two. These two called Lob and Billet. Now, I'm not sure what these, how do you say if they are sergeants or captains or whatever, but they are speaking about also that they looking for faceless people, etc. But also that, well, that's not really what they are talking about, but it's more like they have nightmare, or one of them has a nightmare. And he's wondering what it means and if other people are also, has the same nightmare, because It was a nightmare like any other. And we see also this imagery, you know, tentacles, beaks, birds, and this gorgeous looking woman. So he says, I had a weird dream last night, Billet. Really? Heard others say the same thing. In the dream, I was back at home, laying in my bed. My wife was missing, so I got up to look for her. The main door to our home was swinging wide open. I look inside, and that's when I see it. See what? A small creature with the face of a goat staring right at me with glowing yellow eyes. Sounds strange, lad. Could be a troll, or perhaps some creature reaching out to you from the cradle's abyss. Don't know, but it sure freaked me out. I like that. I like this immediately depressive setting that we are going into. And now look at this. This is freaking awesome. Now look at not only at the art, but also the hatching techniques. So imposing, so cool. And she said, and this woman says, no, please don't go, Baron. And he says, get off. Yeah, he's a badass. He says, please, master, we could pour you some wine and give you some nice massage. And he says, no, get your things ready before I leave you both stranded. And but you know, they are really attached to him somehow, or maybe they are just afraid. And then I believe this one of his soldiers says, I don't get it, Lena. Baron could bet any woman he wants, yet he chooses to sleep with the freaks. Can the man have some standards? So Lena says, I heard he smashed the leader's head in with that axe of his. And he also, yeah, he's just as a monster as the creature his mask is made from. So you probably shouldn't go pissing him off or being an idiot. All right. So there's also this troll here. And so the Baron comes. Are those swines ready, orc? Look at this, man. Holy shit. So cool. Yeah, about the art, nothing wrong. Well, there's some things that I really don't like. Well, that I don't like about the art, but I'll come a little bit later to that. So we get introduced to a couple of people here. And the orc says, I overheard many of the soldiers speak about the nightmares, visions they've been having. I wonder if you experience any of that. He says, no. Don't ask me such foolish question again, orc. So, okay. So they are getting ready for their, trek. Because they need to go, let's say, they embark on a quest. And they go into the swampland of Nimlaar. And they are looking for mysterious faceless people. I'm not entirely sure why that is really important, but if I go back a little bit, maybe I can recall it why that is so important a little bit. So it says, so this guy says, under the king's Bulbul's orders, Chief Baron has been hunting down a bunch of freaks with no faces. Apparently they are super strong, but very obedient. Yeah, seems a bit odd. But the war going on between us and the degraded lords, perhaps the king would try anything. So yeah, this is some kind of maybe a subplot that comes in another issue. I don't know. And then, moving on. So we are here. So they're going to look for the faceless people. And but the troll also says that the sacred waterlands of Nimlaar house the birth of many creatures. And that the soldiers need to be ready for anything. And then the Baron says, my soldiers are always ready. So yeah, he's barking orders and ignoring advice, I guess. And then here we are. And there is one of the faceless people sitting there. I'm not sure if it's alive or whatever. And this guy's complaining a lot about that he doesn't want to be here. And he's, he says, I'm not feeling well. And she says, basically, hey, man up or shut up. So he goes, and then all these birds are starting to squawk, if you can. And then, be careful, Baron, says the troll. I know what I'm doing, orc. Now stand back. So he picks up the faceless guy. And I'm not sure, like I said, is it alive? Is it dead? I don't know. But then the bird's going crazy. And then out of nowhere, these bird people come and attacking, the soldiers, I guess. And yeah, people, and so this guy says, by the three faces, a flying beast? No, this can't be. And so he turns around and this creature's devouring him. And so he says, hey, we cannot fight a monster like that. We can't, fool. Just run. Damn it, Edward, move. And then the troll is here, and I know you foul beast from the outer skies, and he cuts open his neck. So the beast is dead now. And then out of nowhere, another beast comes and kills the orc. All right? He's dead now. Okay. And then, so they're trying to flee, and this guy's scared, and he says, how many monsters are out there? But then, while she is trying to run away, we go back to the camp, or maybe the caravan, and we see all these flying beasts coming in. Now, what did the flying beast want? I really don't know. But it seems that these girls just don't want to be here. They want to go away, and they're being attacked by this worm monster. But we leave it at here for now. So now look at this. This is back to the 90s, guys. This looks stunning. But before she can do anything, she is being attacked by these creatures because, well, they are suddenly here. Were they hiding in the swamp? I really don't know. And then she is dead, which I personally didn't like, because I thought to myself, hey, we have a cool protagonist. She can take charge, etc. Maybe a leader type, and then she's, also being killed, which is a shame. But then this how do you say, frog people guy just stabs this creature. Now it's dead, and he says, now let's get out of here, Gorf. Meanwhile, the Baron is here, and he's being, he hears these voices in his head below him. And the voice says, Baron, don't forget us, for only you can save us. Come to us, be one with us. And he's getting attacked by this one creature that I believe gets the bird creature. And then the faceless dead body, I guess, falls into the water, and he follows that creature because he needs to, take that creature back somehow. He says, I cannot lose this thing. And then the voice says, do not afraid, Baron. Do not be afraid, Baron. Your sacrifice and your suffering is all for our sake. And the Baron says, in his head, I can see. Is this where I die, enveloped by darkness that haunted my entire life, where the voices that plagued my mind will be finally put to rest? Break thy chains, Baron. Destroy those who left to rot. You are like us. You are us. And then he sees the evil, the voice that plagues him. And the voice says, it's time to wake your slumber, Baron. Remember me, Megator, and the message of thy daughter, Kozor, will come for you. For you are our shield. And though you lay ruined in a pit of despair, I shall make you far more powerful than you could have ever imagined. And then this is happening. So there's a scream coming from his mouth. And then we see the Baron here lying, maybe old, dying, filled with rot and plague, sickness all over him. Where he is, I do not know, but he has nightmares, visions. I believe this is his daughter. Who these are, I do not know. We have these beautiful looking concubines. Who are these? Not sure. We don't know. And then we go back, probably. I'm not sure if it's in time, but this guy, maybe a storyteller, is going to tell us the origin of Megator. And he says, your journey will be long and arduous, my friends, for the beast you seek cannot be easily stopped. Let us journey back to the beginning to understand the fiend's true nature and unveil the key to your victory. So I believe this is a storyteller. Look at this. The designs here is amazing. I love the designs. It's really cool. It's really immersive. It's dark, depressive. I love it. I love everything about it. So he says his name was Mutos, a Crowlon. So I believe these flying creatures that attacked the Baron and his crew are Crowlons. who was condemned among his brethren as a mutant, for he had the appearance of disease and famine, pale and sickly, absent of hair and feathers. So, yeah, this is Mutos. He's the mutant. In the eyes of the three-faced god, aberrations such as Mutus defied his will. Also, and so, fearing of the wrath of their deity, the Krolans banished Mutus from their kingdom and cast him into the dark reaches of the cradle. And so it seems that Mutus was to be destined to be alone, but then another creature has come who has also been cast out she wasn't perfect either, and her name is Zarve. And they found each other, and they also, fall in love with each other, and also it's forbidden, to have love between, these races, because it's said in the ancient scriptures, or maybe love in general. I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, we have here these two found love with each other, and they are soon. She's with child, and Mutos is believed that the child will be a new beginning for them, and it's going to change everything. But so he defies then the three-faced god. He doesn't want to do with it then anymore. But the woman here is Zarve, is still fearing the wrath of the three-faced god. She had only sought the love and attention Mutus so graciously gave her, yet did not wanted a child. And as the baby grew in her belly, so did the regret in her heart. Mutus assured her that there was nothing to be afraid of, that the three-faced god merely used lies and deceit to control his flock. Mutus believed their new child would mark a new beginning for them, that it was a gift to all who have been condemned for being different, and a curse to all who stood above them. And but then the child is growing exponentially, and then it bursts from her belly, and it was an aberration, because the story tells us Mutus couldn't have been more wrong. Once fully grown, the evil spawn clawed its way out of Zarve's womb. The creature's face, a bare skull, atop of a rotting body. No good existence within this ghastly abomination. It's entirely being clotted with pure evil. And these two has given life to Magator, the ultimate curse caused by their forbidden love, and it threatened to plunge us all into an unending age of darkness. Magator would infiltrate the minds of the weak and powerful alike, turning them into empty, willless vessels and flesh and bone. Wow, that's actually cool. And look at this, it's fantastic. So then this is happening. So this is the birth, the woman giving birth, and Mutus run towards the blood-curdling screams of Zarve as her body was split open by the malignant offspring. When he saw with his own eyes what had become of this beloved in the aftermath of their chilled birth, Mutus screeched in pain and hatred for the monster they created. Magator took pleasure in watching his broken father suffering, and unable to bear the torture any longer, Mutus' minds erupted into bloody mess. Magator's first feast was unlike any other he'd ever again. But that's not really the end. Well, for now, because the three-faced god, they sensed an imbalance because of the Magator's arrival, and I believe, they sent a flock of elite Zeplacons to defeat the malevolent creature, and now he's been, cast away in some kind of internal imprisonment in this deepest region of the cradle. But they underestimated the fact that he can still use his powers to influence the weak, etc. As we speak, he seeks to raise an army beyond the confines of his cage. Once that'll help him escape and wreak upon the entire world. Really cool. I like that. But then we go back to the Baron, and Baron is speaking, but no one is listening except, this creature. And I believe one of his jailers is looking from a hole, and he seeks interesting. It says this, the patient speaking to someone else, yet he's the only one in the room. And He also says that it seems that he's gone truly insane. And then he talks to the guard and he says, hey, did anyone notice that he just woken up? So the guard says no. And he says, well, keep that for yourself then. And because his research must not be interrupted and not even a king must know. Which is, okay, really weird, but okay, we go along with it. And, you know, the Baron's still plagued with, you know, how do you say, visions of terror. Meanwhile, look at this design. This is great. So yeah, this creature is hunting someone and she's controlling the creature. That's fantastic. The designs, like I said, is amazing. And so this woman has been escaping this creature and she is, you know, she's banged up real good. She lost an arm. Lots of gashes in her flesh and ripped flesh here and there. It's just crazy shit. So the creature finds her, but she is tried to escape. But then it pulls out this tree. Anyway, so suddenly this creature stopped because someone else is coming that is more powerful than them. And then they leave her behind. And this creature says, it's your lucky day, girl, but don't stick around too long. Something far more vicious lust after the blood spilled upon this battlefield. So this girl is trying to flee then. And yeah, the problem that I have with this is that if I look like this, you know, being in the verge of death, probably on the verge of death, and you know, I have an arm ripped off, I would be screeching in pain. Yet she is looking calm and normal. And yeah, I have a little problem with that, but that's besides the point. This page looks good, but in my opinion, it doesn't need to be here per se, because it doesn't do anything for me with the flow of the story, except that she's just running away. If you just pull this out, you know, go from here, and then after a while, maybe an extra panel here, continue to this panel. So she says, I cannot do this any longer, and she passes out. And then I cannot show you this because of nudity. So this creature is here. And then we see this, more visions. So I'm not sure if this is a thing that she is here younger or a completely different person. I guess she is now younger. And she's falling from a tree. And like I said with the art is stunning. This is not so, this particular panel, not so much. It looks weird in my opinion. I don't know, it's just the falling looks weird. And so she said, that hurt, where am I? What is this place? Father, is this you? So, oh, wait a minute. So is this then the daughter of the Baron? Or not? I'm not sure. So, and then the Baron turns around and he has only one eye. He says, we don't have time for this, Alice. Get up and now do as I say. And then she says, where are we going? Don't be so pathetic. Stop your whining. I'm sorry, Father. And then he is insulting her. And he's turning into, you know, this creature. And she says, you are not my father. You are my monster. Don't lie to me, you brat. And then she is falling. And then she's falling more. And she is, you know, being greeted by, well, the evil itself. And it laughs at her. And then that leads us to the next issue, Kozor 2. Yeah. So, is this good? I don't know, to be honest. There's like I said, how do I explain this? The art is fantastic. The colors is great. The quality of the comic and the paper, fantastic. Although I wish this was, you know, more perfect bound, because as you can see, it flips over because of the. It's 48 pages, so that's a lot. You know, that's probably minor gripes. But when it comes to story, there's, I believe, probably a little bit too much going on in this particular comic, this graphic novel. You know, we have the Baron, we have the daughter, we have this evil, which is important. We have this guy, Kozor, with the two women here. We have monsters. We have these beautiful two concubines. We have the army of the Baron. Then there's this faceless guy that he needs to get somewhere. Then he is getting attacked by these bird creatures for whatever reason. And also we are getting introduced to a storyteller, that tells the story of this guy, Who is he? Why is he here? Okay, well, he's here, of course, to tell the story of the evil. But still, then we have the introduction of the parents of how do you say? Wait a minute. Magator. Yeah. So, like I said, there's a lot of going on. We talk about deities, gods, daughters. This creature that is hunting, I believe, the daughter of the Baron. Why is she important? Why is she here? Who is this creature? What did they want with her except maybe killing? What is the true purpose of Magator? Like I said, there's so many people or creatures and characters in here that have lines. They have been a little bit fleshed out, but what I really miss is a little bit of the glue, maybe a thread of story, and maybe a red thread of story that binds it all a little bit more together. And we also been being exposed to visions a lot, here in the beginning. So it sees this is a vision. So he wakes up from the vision, and then he is here, which probably is in the past, but I'm not entirely sure. And then when he is being thrown into the water, then he just wakes up years later, I guess. So does that mean this is also a vision? I'm not sure, because I cannot believe this creature is here on the bottom of this, puddle, whatever it is. So yeah, more visions, and then we have his daughter. If it's his daughter, I'm not entirely sure. And then she also has a vision, when she was younger, I guess. So we have 3 visions, 3 nightmares, 3. I mean, I know it's descendant to madness. I get that, but I believe it's a little bit too much rolled into one. So I wish we could take a step back and flesh certain characters a little bit more out. That leads into the next issue, right? So there's a lot of things that I like about here, but when it comes to story, it's missing the mark here and there, for me personally. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this book. So guys, let me know what you think about it. If you read it, leave a comment below. And I see you in the next video. Bye-bye.